Hi guys, it's me, Big B. Just another quick video because I've found another ghost hunting app. It's by the same guy who does iovilus. If you go to digital dowsing in Google, it'll take you to his website. And again, like I said in my last video, he's the guy who actually makes the real iovilus equipment and all this other technical equipment for ghost hunting. And it's been featured on Ghost Adventures and other shows. Now, the other piece of software I forgot about to show you in my last video is called ITC. Now, it's a little bit like iovilus, except it works in a just slightly different way. Words can be made out of phonemes rather than have specific words. You can have the male and female voice just speaking and, if, the, but, like basic words, just like the other one. But you can also make it speak in phonemes, which are parts of words, which makes it even more impressive if you get a message, because it's just speaking parts of words, and those parts have to be put together, which means it's got the potential to speak any word. Because if these things are supposed to work, an entity can manipulate the energy around the phone to pick those parts of the words out. They can basically form any word. Software is very basic. You've got 3 modes. You've got random, sensor, or mix. And basically all that does is random. The software will generate random phonemes that then supposedly the entity can then choose from. Sensor actually uses all the sensors like iovilus and Ghost Radar and others to basically help the entity pick the word it wants. Obviously the entity is supposed to be able to come forward, manipulate the energy around the phone. That's how the iovilus works. The sensor obviously makes that easier. Sorry, I'm getting some glare on the screen there from the window. I do apologise about that. And the other mode is mixed, which is that one. And that just uses a combination of the sensors and the random. You've got voice control, phoneme, which is the parts of words. It splits words up into very basic parts so they can all be put together. I'll let you listen to that in a minute. You've got male and female, and they basically just do exactly the same as the iovilus in a fashion. Now, the sliders you've got up here are very important. You've got sound length, that's the length each phoneme or each part of the word is spoken. Offset is basically, in layman's terms, it basically means the higher you put the slider, the less it can talk. It sort of like slows it down. So if you have it set to 0, it'll talk quite fast. Go up towards 1000 and it'll be less talkative. So 0 is more talkative, 1000 is less talkative, just so you can hit a happy medium in case it's rattling stuff off. And dwell basically puts breaks between words, so it's not just one massive, like if there's a load of phonemes come out, it'll just be just impossible to follow. So what that does, it tries to put a break between them to make it easier for you to follow. So what I'll do is I'll put it on sensor and I'll leave it on phoneme and I'll start it, and you'll hear it initially like all the others. When you set these things going, you're supposed to give them at least 5-10 minutes to settle themselves in. So when I first set it going, it will start speaking. That doesn't mean there's an entity around. It's just, you know, all the sensors are getting sort of like switched on and they're starting to get sort of like information, and you're supposed to let that settle down. So here goes. Don't know whether you can hear that. As you can hear, that was just parts of words. It was phonemes. Obviously, it's not going to say a great deal because, like I said, obviously you're supposed to leave it to settle down, and it's best not to be testing it in front of a LCD screen that's pumping out energy when you're trying to use the sensors to sort of pick up energies and things. But if I stop that and I'll start it again, but I'll put the male voice on this now. Now this, when it sets going, will just use a male voice with full words and, if, the, but, because, things like that, already built words. And as you can hear, it's going mental. Now, obviously, I've got sound length in the middle, so if you wanted to slow that down, you could take your slider down a little bit, your top slider sound length. It seems to, I mean, that's the funny thing. I slid the slider down to make it, because it was going too fast, and they don't know whether you picked up there, but it sort of said much better. Little things like that tickle me when I run this software. That's the male voice. If you switch it off, start again. And you can slide. You can slide these in real time. So basically, that's the software. And again, it's just another form of iovilus type of device, like ghost radar and things. There literally is no radar, it's just literally is like iovilus. This one takes a little bit more time and patience, because obviously when you're using phonemes and things, it can just sound like random. But when you're listening to that random gibberish sometimes, and again, it has worked for me, words do come out. And for words to come out of this thing is even more impressive, considering it's using phonemes, which is normally the mode I'll leave it in, because if I want to use normal voice, I can use ovilus. And for whatever's making these voices come out of these devices, it's much harder for it to do, and it's much more impressive with this, because it's only using parts of words. So the chances of, like, the software itself putting together a string of random parts of words and actually coming out with intelligent words is even more remote. And it has happened. It's, again, you've got to get this software, you've got to try it. And again, you can go onto the market if you go to get ovilus, and this is about the same price, about $149, $169, something like that, from the same guy. So I recommend, if you're into your ghost hunting, check it out, give it a look. Again, play with it, experiment with it. Remember, like all the others, switch it on, put it down on a flat surface for a while, just let it settle in. It will go mental at first as all the sensors turn on, but then just let it settle and then start to see what happens, start asking some questions. So just a little insight into something else, and like I said, if I find anything else that seems to work or be interesting, I'll post it. And if I get enough comments and that, like I said, I'll make a video of actually using this software in a sort of proper environment, actually doing like a ghost hunt, and see what results I can get and what results I can show. So thanks a lot. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching.